graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Where's the trigger? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Andrew, you are not the father.
If you're looking for the hottest podcast in the land, tune in to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Now, here's Chris.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And boy, we must have... I should have been recording like the past half an hour that we were just talking, because that was like a whole episode right there.
I know. The lost episode of Paul and Chris.
Yeah. Well, it's, we were talking about, next year, the of course, I'll bring up just real quickly, Toonami Faithful, the other podcast that you're a part of. You guys
Wait, I don't have like a red symbol on my forehead, right? I can talk about Toonami.
That's not good. A couple things we gotta not talk about too. We're not gonna talk about Toonami. We're not gonna. Well, I guess we could. We're not gonna talk about Miley Cyrus.
How about we reference Toonami, but we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. But basically, I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm getting a little excited about it, because next year, of course, San Diego Comic-Con, it's been, and don't get me wrong, someday before I die, I'm going to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but New York Comic-Con is so much more closer, especially, for guys like us on the East Coast. It's a 6-hour drive away, and, you guys are gearing up, with press passes, for the Toonami Faithful podcast. And of course, I want to ride on your coattails and be right there with you guys. I'll be the quote unquote correspondent or whatever you want to call it, and shit, not for nothing. I mean, I've been doing, Two Strangers One Podcast has been around for a year and a half. So, by the time next year comes along, we will have the 2 years of credibility and episodes to qualify for being a media outlet.
Real quickly, the problem that occurred this year was, I had 3 people down to New York Comic Con, and the issue wasn't the fact that we couldn't get the interviews that we wanted. It's New York Comic Con is so huge that you really, if you're a company going down there, you need to have at least 2 video editors with you. You need to have at least, one person with each of those individuals that are recording to do the interviews. It's probably better to have 3, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And, that my plan is to next year we'll get press passes, because it seems to be pretty easy to get press passes, which is interesting. And I'm kind of hoping that they change that, but we shouldn't have any problem getting in because we got in this year. Mm-hmm. And, they've probably seen our content and went, okay, they can come back.
Yeah, I mean, you've set a precedent. I mean, now that you've set a precedent with this year, next year should be cake.
Same thing with, knock on wood. Same thing with, Otakon, which is this is straight up anime con. We won't go into that, but it's kind of weird because you look at New York Comic Con and it's easy to get into, but like Otakon, your website has to be around for 2 years, and they have to look at your website, I guess, and make sure you have good stats. It's kind of just why isn't New York City Comic Con not like this kind of deal? And I'm just okay, because apparently there were some perverts there this year, so that got press passes. So I'm hoping that they change that, because I don't think everybody should be able to have a press pass.
Because what were they doing? They were harassing the
I guess they were
the booth babes and shit. Is that what
I think so? Some cosplayers, they were harassing them basically, and I'm hoping that changes some things, because like I said, I would love to go down there myself and have more passes, but the problem is I just feel like they give out passes. It's just here you want one? No, you want 5 more? Here you go.
It's keep that on the QT. It's good. It's good till you get passes easy. Don't let people know about that. But basically, by this time next year, or a little earlier for New York Comic Con, because I already looked it up. It's October next year. Two Strangers One Podcast would be hitting his 2-year anniversary in April. So, it blows my mind to think that,
we're gonna have a party.
Oh yeah. Cake, and we'll have a pizza.
By the way, if you get any naked women, I can't be a part of that. I don't want to get shot by my girlfriend, so.
It's a strictly PG-13 party.
Yeah, okay. We're talking about you guys,
pizza.
Right?
I mean, something like, what I'm saying? I don't drink, so it's not going to be that good of a party.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's true. Never mind. mind.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, celebrate or whatever. But it's that being said, I mean, we'll be hitting 2 years, so I mean, it does feel weird, like seeing like with some of the interviews that I've gotten in and stuff like that, like
Right.
like you realize, oh shit, this is a thing, It's like
Don't worry, my friend. We'll get you some more. We'll get you some more interviews. No, they won't be Toonami related.
Yeah, but I did see on geekyinc.com, geekeinc.com. The MC Chris interview you guys had, which, it's funny. I'll be honest with you. Like, of course, I'm familiar with MC Chris because he's done all those like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, episodes and, he did, I'm more familiar being a Kevin Smith fan that, they use his Boba Fett song in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. And like, I was familiar with him, and I'll be honest with you, like, because of his voice and stuff like that, I thought he was just annoying and irritating. But after seeing the interview, like, I've earned a lot more respect for him because I didn't know he was an animator.
Well, it's kind of funny because like he basically does these. I don't know if he does it every year, but he did a tour this year, and like Richie Branson, who I've talked. I don't know if anybody out there knows who Richie Branson is. You guys can look him up. RichieBranson.com. One of the best nerdcore artists I've ever been involved with at all. Not to hate on anybody else, but he, like, MC Chris is like, why don't you come on board? He's like, why don't you just come on tour with me? And like, he seems like the nicest guy. Like, he just, and he also said something to me which I can't talk about on here, but who knows what could be in store for Geeky later down the line. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's one of those deals where like after seeing the interview, like I have like a whole new respect for him because I thought he was just some annoying little guy with an annoying voice.
Oh no, he's not. He's not. Trust me.
And it's like I said, it was a very interesting interview. So you can check it out on Geeky Inc. And also on Geeky Inc. There's my review of Batman Arkham Origins.
Yes. And it's starting to seem like the only 9.5 out of 10 out of there.
Yeah, you're telling me that people are bashing it online.
Apparently, yeah. Like some website gave it like a 3.5 out of 10. I'm like, what? I'm like, come on.
Yeah, and I like, of course, that being said, and anybody who listens to the show knows, I am like a diehard, Batman fan, DC fan, whatever you want to call it. And our last episode, I was talking about, like, I was literally 24 hours away from going to the midnight opening of the GameStop just so I can buy the game.
Right.
And it was funny because it was, I go and I got out of work and I killed some time. I went into the store because I actually had to continue paying for it. Cause of course, they made it sound like, oh no, you have to come in and pay for it right now because, we're going to have a line out the door. And I go and do it as like 4 people online.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, it is, up here in Rochester. It was out in Greece. And so, I mean, it was like literally, okay, there was like a couple, like a boyfriend and girlfriend, but you could tell these were like, and I hate to give into the stereotypes, but it was totally like a gamer couple where like both of them were like heavy set and looked like they got no exercise whatsoever. I think she was wearing like a Gears of War t-shirt or whatever the case may be. It's like a very, very stereotypical nerdy couple.
Right.
Then the odd one was, like this one, it was like this older guy. Like, because, okay, I'm 36. Okay. I understand I'm no spring chicken, but this guy had to be like in his later 40s. Now it looked like, and it sounded, this guy looked like he was drunk. And that being said, I mean, like, like someone after a lifetime of drinking, like their nose is permanently red, like from just like blood vessels or whatever. And his hair was all disheveled and he was talking, but he was talking kind of loud. And it was just such a weird, I wasn't expecting. Now, mind you, this is the guy that bought like the deluxe collector's edition, which came like in a box that's like 1.5 by 1.5. Like it has like that's like a fucking like an $80 set or some shit like that. It's like, it comes like with a statue and all these other, like, it's like this ridiculous collector's edition, which is really cool. And I would have if I had the money, but it's not necessary to play the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so there's the drunk guy. And then of course, there was the other guy who was this kid, it's funny because he's dressed like, what's the best way to put it? I mean, he seemed like in his later 30s, like myself. And he was like, wearing Converse sneakers and, pants with the bottom, by the cuffs were all frayed all the way at the bottom and stuff like that. But he drove up in a very, very nice, freaking ridiculously orange Mustang. You know what I'm saying? Like a very, very beautiful car. Not that I'm a Mustang man, but that, I'll gloss over that. But, and then there's my ass or whatever. So, I killed some time just looking around or whatever. Then I went back out and cause they wouldn't let you buy the game until midnight. So, we go. So of course, I went to the store cause, the people from the store actually called me and made it sound like, oh my God, you better get here because we're going to have, 50,000 people and make sure you get your copy. And like I said, I get there and there's 4 fucking people online. So I got the game. I was off last Friday. My no life having ass fucking sat. I think my first session was easily like, I seriously sat there for like 9 hours straight and played. And I honestly, like in 4 days or 4 sittings, I guess would be the best way to put it. Mm-hmm. I beat the main story. That being said, it's like, anyone who's played Batman Arkham City, it's very much like Batman Arkham City, which is the one drawback that I could see why people would probably bash it, is that it's so much like part 2. You know what I'm saying? This would be part 3, which technically it's a sequel, so whatever the case may be, but and what happened was it was a new company, as you'll read in my review.
Proud of your review, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm very proud. I put a lot of work and love into that. No, but but that being said, it's it was a new company took the reins, but I think it was a great game. I mean, yes, of course, I beat the. Now that being said, I beat the main storyline, but what it does is it lets you know how much of the game you've actually completed. I'm only at 30%. You know what I'm saying? So even beating the main storyline, I still have. Good 7.
You got all these like secret missions and that shit.
All these side missions and little things like there. And the one thing I do have to say is that, people who are fans of Batman, would be hardcore or even just casual. Like there are a lot of references from the Nolan movies to even the Tim Burton movies, to the comics, to the hardcore, like, people who've actually read like, The Killing Joke and Mad Love and of course I'm probably making people roll their eyes if they have any idea what the fuck I'm talking about. There are references to, comics. I guess technically you want to call it the cartoon because there are some voices from the cartoon in the game, from the main cartoon. Well, not the main cartoon, you know what I mean? The Batman the animated series, the groundbreaking cartoon. And, then there's references to, like I said, they're so weird that there's even references to the Tim Burton movies and the Christopher Nolan movies. Cause there's like someone says, like, why so serious? And then, one of the guys says, you don't think you'll win, do you? Which is, the Penguin's line from the Tim Burton movie. So, I gave it a 9.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really applaud it for what it did was because this being a prequel in the game, it's the first time the Joker meets Batman. As the Joker, Batman as Batman and the Joker as a Joker, first time meeting, and that's not really spoiling anything. And it really gives you a really good insight on why they end up continually fighting. These are arch nemesis. These people who continue fighting, for the rest of their lives. It really shows you why they sink their talons into each other, I guess would be the best way to put it. And, right. Yes, I know I'm geeking out, but that's, I really enjoyed the game, and I can't see how anybody who liked part 2 could play this and not like part 3. You know what I'm saying? The only problem was that, it was nothing groundbreaking, It's like if you like Star Wars.
Well, maybe that's why they gave it such a bad rating, but I don't understand. But that Batman was in one of those GameStops asking for Arkham for that game right there. So maybe that's the one. Where is it? Swear to me. I love that video. I had to put that up. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's just for people. It says, I think the name of the video is Batman's.
You can find it on Chris's profile. It's hilarious. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's everything. Batman's want their game, or Batman's looking for, but I guess the key word would be Batman's, not Batmen, Batman's.
Right.
And, so a guy is basically. Now, I thought when I saw the video, I thought he'd be screaming, "Where is that?"
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the same guy, but have you seen those videos where there's a guy who's dressed up like the Christopher Nolan version of Batman, and he walks up to people on the street just screaming like, "Where is that?"
No, I haven't seen that one. I'm trying to think.
It's pretty funny because he scares the shit out of them, obviously, by screaming. But,
yeah, it is hilarious.
But see, I guess in that particular video, since he was inside a GameStop, he couldn't be screaming because they would have kicked him out. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of funny because they actually there's it's not Batman, but along the same lines, like they have Chad Vader. Have you ever seen those?
Oh yeah, the Chad Vader.
Those are hilarious. And you know what's really funny about him is like I actually think he's been in some of the games. Like he's not been Chad Vader, he's actually been Darth Vader, but they used him, I think.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of good.
In the Force Unleashed or whatever.
I think so. Yeah. But speaking of Batman, we were talking about this earlier. Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, which you explained to me because, once again, without getting too far into the details, you do the Toonami Faithful podcast, and I was always under the assumption, I thought since it's on Cartoon Network that Cartoon Network pretty much ran Adult Swim and ran Toonami. It was just like a separate office, that's the way I always considered it. That's the way I always thought,
Well, yeah, I mean, let's not get into too much details, but basically Adult Swim and Cartoon Network are two different things, They are on the same channel, but they're two different entities, basically. Mm-hmm. Cartoon Network. Me and Cartoon Network don't have a good relationship these days. Because they seem to be playing this card of, okay, we're going to cater to kids, which is fine, but then don't put these adult-like cartoons on there and expect me or other fans out there to not just sit there and freak out and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Basically what I'm trying to say is, and we're not talking about something Toonami here either. Mm-hmm. We're talking Batman. I can't think of what the exact name of the series is.
I think there's been so many. Batman. No, I'm sorry. That's not it. The Batman was the one that was on WB a couple years ago.
Which that one wasn't bad, actually. I've actually seen some episodes since it went off the air, and it's actually pretty good. But, you look it up while we're talking.
Yeah,
Basically, this version was a CGI version of Batman, because Batman's been more animated. Like you've had Batman Beyond, you've had
it's called
the animated series.
It's called Beware the Batman.
Beware the Batman. Okay, so basically this is a CGI version of Batman. What I mean by CGI version is if you've seen Green Lantern, that one, which was very, very kid pointed, so to speak. That one was CGI. I'm trying to think what else. If you guys back in the day have seen Beast Wars and Reboot, it's something like that, but a better version, obviously, because we're in 2013. We're not back in the 90s. Which, by the way, off topic, Mainframe was really good back in the day with CGI. I applaud them for all the shit that they're doing. But getting back,
1999,
yeah, that was pretty good. But getting back on topic, so basically, Cartoon Network canceled Beware the Batman. Right now, it's not showing on the network. It will be back on the network, according to sources that I've seen online. It'll be back on the network in January. It'll do its full run of that season, and then it's done. And the reason why it pisses me off is because I've heard a lot of people have actually liked this series. And it's along the lines of another series that we call, that's not CGI, Young Justice. It was a good series, and I personally thought that what they should have done, and it still could happen, but that was one of those shows that would have fit perfectly in on Toonami, for example. And this one, I guess this one could too, if they really wanted to do that, which I don't think it would show up there. But basically, Batman, they just keep canceling these series, and it's just if you're gonna run action cartoons, because the problem is right now is as much as I, being a Toonami fan, I hate to keep using Toonami, trying not to, but
T-word.
I'm using the T-word. Fuck, I'm dead. But it's gotten to the point where these animes are taking over what used to be a majority of American cartoons. You have your Legend of Korra, you have your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, by the way, great show. I'm very proud that Nick didn't really, stray too far away from what the core of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is. But that being said, there's and Transformers Prime. We have to Transformers Prime, Transformers Beast Hunters, same thing. Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters, whatever. These, you're not seeing, besides those, you're not seeing too many American-made cartoons, and it's just, it just makes me, sit there and go, what the fuck is going on, guys? DC, for example, DC is pumping out all these not just like they're not even putting out series anymore. They're really just pumping out these adult versions of the Justice League, for example. And it's like, when do we get to have one of those series again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't, if we're gonna do it and you're gonna put it on Cartoon Network, let's, don't cancel it and then, all of a sudden go, oh, well, look, Toonami has an empty time slot. Let's throw it on there, because that shit pisses me off when they do that kind of shit too.
So you don't like you don't like reruns. Used to fill space.
Well, like for example, I am a huge Thundercats fan, huge. So when they did what's the word I'm looking for? Reboot of Thundercats, so to speak. I was excited. I'm like, yes, we get to see Thundercats again in a different version. This could be good. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, the guy that plays Lion-O also plays Terry McGinnis on Batman Beyond, who's the new Batman on that show. God, I'm talking about 90s shows. This is so fucked up. But like even that show, it did one season. It's not complete, and they just threw it to the wayside. And it's just like, why? It was a good show. And same thing with Symbionic Titan. I don't know if you've seen it. That's a show you definitely got to check out, Chris. But like Symbionic Titan is a Cartoon Network production. Mm-hmm. You want to know where it is? It's sitting at Adult Swim, waiting to be put back on Toonami. Yeah. So it's like you have this property that clearly petitions out there have said, let's put this on. Let's, you should do another season. And they're just sitting there going, fuck you.
Yeah. I that's, shit like that.
And to bring it back, like to Batman, like if you're going to give a series a chance, give a series a chance. Just don't cancel it because, I get it. I guess it comes back to this whole thing about, like I was talking to you about, ratings. I'm guessing that Batman didn't have high ratings, and that's why they canceled it.
Yeah, it's just some shows, I guess they don't. You got to give a show a little time to get its legs and to get its name out there and to get, you got to let the fans spread the word. You got to give a chance. You got to give fans a chance to have time to spread the word.
And this is where me and you connect when we say, when we have Toonami and we have DC together. There was a lot of years where those two were together and shows were on Toonami back when it was Cartoon Network. And it's me, like, one of the things out there that people have said is, why doesn't DC do like an adult-like series that would be perfect for Adult Swim? Sometime that you would maybe put at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, where, fucking not Cartoon Network, Comedy Central is sitting there fucking using every goddamn fucking swear word.
Yeah, that's true.
Why not just put like this bloody fucking series? Don't bloody it up too much so, you don't get in trouble, but I mean...
Well, you can make a mature show without being
make it
vulgar and stuff like that, but you can...
I really want to see like this mature, like DC show just get thrown... Toonami basically is the best place to put some of this shit because... Let's face it, fucking Cartoon Network can't handle this shit. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, and I hate to use the T word 50,000 times, but it's just it's kind of sad, Chris. It's kind of sad that I have to say this on a show, that for a show like Beware the Batman has to be on Toonami for it to actually be successful. That's kind of sad, because if you think about that, Toonami's midnight to 6 a.m. If it gets a time slot, it could be like at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's kind of sad that you'd have to put something like that on there for it to actually do well. It's just so annoying.
And it's not like Batman's like some like obscure.
No, no, that's oh my god.
I mean, it just came out of a fucking $1 billion franchise.
Oh my god, Chris, how many series have they made over the years? Oh my god, like
the Batman Brave and the Bold, Batman the Animated Series.
Oh my god, like
yeah, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, Beware the Batman Brave and the Bold,
Justice League. He was pretty much in every single episode. Basically.
Yeah, Justice League, Batman Beyond. There's.
By the way, I have to say this to the people that actually made Justice League Unlimited. Thank you because I saw this maybe a year or two ago, because I think I had seen it originally, but I had forgot about it. They had actually wrapped up Batman Beyond in Justice League Unlimited, which I never knew. I think I had maybe seen it, but I just had forgot about it.
Yeah, I heard about it. I had never seen the episode. Someone kind of spoiled it for me.
I'll give it to you after we get off of the show.
It was kind of spoiled for me. I think I know what you're going to tell me, but yeah. So,
but like that's the kind of thing like, don't walk away from the series and just leave it there. You know what I mean? Just don't leave it there. Let's finish out the series, and then if there's a story to be told, let's tell the story. If not, then it's good. Stop this bullshit where you just do a series and then it just seems like there's no point. Like this series. If you really thought that this was going to be a good thing for you guys, then why did you put so much money into it? Why did you, even do it in the first place? And why wouldn't you do more episodes than one season's worth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a waste of time. Like we sit here and we've talked about a couple weeks ago on fucking the government shutdown and shit. Like, you want to talk about a fucking waste of money. I mean, this is a big fucking waste of money, If you're going to do a goddamn fucking Batman series, do a fucking goddamn Batman series. Same thing with any fucking show out there that's American. I want to see, like, dude, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care if I have to go to Disney and beg them. I'll fucking... No, I'm not even going to do that. Never mind. I will pretty much do anything just to have them give me, like, a show on Cartoon Network because, like... It just seems like Disney's like the only place now that has it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad. It's really sad.
Are you talking about you creating a show? Is that was
dude, like I'd have to get with a creative mind like yours and be like, what kind of show can we create? Well, actually, you know what? God, what is the name of that series that Chris P. and George Kirstick are working on? Prodigal, isn't it?
Prodigal.
Yeah. Dude, like, I'm so excited for that. I'm hoping Nick greenlights that shit. Oh, man. Like, I will be at Nickelodeon's doorstep going, can I have exclusives? I need exclusives. No. You're going to pay attention to me. I need exclusives.
And especially, if you kind of just get Chris P to go,
Oh, and
he's okay. He's a good guy.
while we're still on the same subject, Megas fucking XLR. Cartoon Network. Why would you write something off? Because, see, like, it's kind of funny because, like, you don't know these things until you ask people, So they go and they write off this series, and then all of a sudden, like, people are, like, years later, like, what do you mean you wrote off the series?
Mm-hmm.
We wrote it off because nobody wanted it. The fuck are you talking about? I love that show.
Yeah,
and then
it's like a movement online.
Right, and then all of a sudden it just exploded into this movement. Now Cartoon Network, I don't even know what they think. I don't think they know what to do right now. Like, I think because, and it's a long fucking drown. Well, you've heard the interviews, Chris. I mean, it's so complicated what's going on with Megas XLR. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like, why wouldn't you go back in, reactivate Megas XLR, let these guys... Because, first of all, let's say you don't have the money to do another season. Cartoon Network does. Who the fuck cares? Sell a bunch of t-shirts, sell a bunch of fucking DVDs and Blu-rays. Guess what? You're going to make your money. Then you're going to be able to do the second season.
Well, let's hope Prodigal...
that's what Prodigal does.
Let's hope Prodigal, like, makes these guys, like, a bit of a household name. Or, what I'm saying? Just gives them... Because, come on, Nick is nothing to fucking sneeze at. I mean, Nick gave us, just
Nick
everything.
Nick gave us Avatar, so we have to give them credit. But, Titmouse, which is the company that did Megas XLR, we have to give them credit. They've done a lot of things. Oh God, what is the...
What were you trying to think of?
I'm so tired. Like, I can't even think of these shows, Chris. I apologize.
What, for Titmouse?
The Adult Swim series, the Rock series.
Metalocalypse?
Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
They do all that. They do that show. They did the opera that was on Sunday.
I fucking missed it because I don't have cable. I gotta fucking torrent that shit.
Dude, you gotta get cable.
Oh, I love Metalocalypse.
But, like... But, you know what I mean? Like... I really, and I know I'm going all over the place with this, but my point is basically we need to start having more American shows. I want somebody to come along and be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to just make a bunch of shows I'm just going to put out a bunch of shows and I'm going to throw it at different networks and be like, hey, make this series.
Just pitch the shit out of it. And it's just, it is nowadays, especially like when you listen to the Chris P and, I had that interview with Jody Schaefer, it's, nowadays, they do everything on Flash.
And
Flash, and it's like, Flash, for all intents and purposes, is relatively cheap. And it's expensive to be using it for a company, and you got to pay licensing and all this other bullshit. But how hard. I think that's the genius behind Titmouse is because for they make these cartoons for of course, it's still big money, but it's relatively cheap compared to other forms of animation.
Definitely.
And it's all American. That's the one thing I guess maybe they don't want to piss off because they do have ties overseas and Korea and Japan and stuff like that where they have other people animating for them. But I would be like waving a big giant red, white, and blue flag, like, look, these cartoons are made in America. You know, like they have like in like William Street.
Exactly.
Their big logo. You know.
Think about this, for example. We were talking about this earlier, Space Dandy, and I'm not going to go too far into Space Dandy because we're going to be covering that shit like nothing on my site, ToonamiFaithful.com. So you guys want to know what Space Dandy is, it's all over the fucking website. You can go there. But Space Dandy is a fucking perfect example of what I'm talking about. You got a director, Watanabe, who is just a genius at some of these anime. All he did was make this new series, and he pitched it. He came here to America, and he pitched it to Adult Swim. Guess what? Adult Swim went, here's some money. Funimation, what are you doing? You want to come in on this deal with us? All right. So now, Adult Swim, and you got to, and let me explain something to you so you understand. You know what? You know the series Big O? You've heard of it, right?
It sounds familiar. I'm not familiar with
it.
Okay.
What happened was Big O was actually on Cartoon Network, and that was involved with that version of Toonami. What happened was, and what was interesting is Big O Season 2 wasn't on Toonami. It was only on Adult Swim. Mm. And the reason for that is Adult Swim produced the second season. Okay. The same thing happened with, you've seen Ghost in the Shell 550 times. Those of you that watch Adult Swim, you probably want to shoot your fucking brains out. They actually produced that too. So, like, these shows are pretty much free for them because they produced them. Mm. So, like, this is happening with this same show right now, which is Space Dandy. They have the broadcasting rights, so now they're going to be able to play this. They're probably going to be playing this for years, this show.
Exclusively on.
Right. And Funimation can't touch the broadcasting rights. It's kind of funny. Like, they have distributing digital rights and everything else in America, but Adult Swim has the broadcasting rights. At least that's what at least from our preliminary, looking around, so to speak. I can't go into it, but that's basically what we have. But the point I'm trying to make about that, to get back to what I'm saying, like, you listened to the Chris P interview we had, right? Mm-hmm. Chris even said in there, if they were to put something on Toonami, for example, they would go around and they would do the exact same thing. So it's like, why don't we start doing that now? You know what I mean? Like, start pitching these shows to Adult Swim and being like, or not even just Adult Swim, like, like Cartoon Network. I hate to use Cartoon Network. Nicktoons.
And let everyone have a slice of the pie.
Right.
Okay, this person,
exactly.
Okay, you get publishing in the United States. Someone else, you get publishing overseas.
Right. Exactly.
Broadcast rights. Okay.
I mean,
digital distribution, on iTunes and freaking Netflix.
It's actually kind of funny because I am going to talk about Toonami, but it's not here. So you're going to allow me to use this, actually. I don't know if I've ever actually said anything about Toonami Asia. Have you ever heard of Toonami Asia?
No.
Okay. So Turner overseas. Mm-hmm. His name is Glenn Bartlett. Huge fan of Toonami. He went overseas and started working for the Turner version of, I'm guessing it's Cartoon Network and whatever else is over there, because some of these overseas, they have the same things basically. So they started this. It's just a Toonami channel of all these shows, and Megas XLR, because the rights are not torn. Because see, what people don't understand about Megas XLR is the rights are just kind of disrupted here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Overseas, nope, not overseas. It's right there on the Toonami Asia channel. Not even kidding. Same thing with Young Justice. Every single show that was on Cartoon Network that you wanted to see is now on Toonami Asia. And it shows me an example of, like, how can it just doesn't make any sense to me. How can they make it so easy, but yet over here it's like so complicated?
Like, over here, everyone wants a fucking piece. Everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Exactly.
And they make you sign they make you basically sign your fucking life.
Sign your life away, yeah. And it's just like I would love to just go wild, like just create a whole, like, you know what my idea is, and I'll say this publicly on air because I know somebody's already doing this, so me saying this is not going to be, life shattering, but I know somebody's got to be doing this right now. You've seen Pacific Rim, right?
Yeah.
Perfect show to do like a prequel to in an animated version. Perfect show. Mm-hmm. Fucking perfect show. Just to explain like what the hell has actually happened, and how, like, in the early years before these giant robots, so to speak, were built, how they actually defended and how they did all this shit. Because I think that would be fucking interesting.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That right there would be a perfect idea.
Yeah.
Or even continue the movie if you. Well, there's going to be a second one actually, which is weird. But like I would like to see like if there's a good movie out there, do it. Fucking Mortal Kombat had a goddamn animated series. Are you kidding me? Don't make me pull that shit out. I know.
And
fucking
Street Fighter. I know Street Fighter had one.
Street Fighter had one. Men in Black. Fucking Men in Black had a goddamn
That
cartoon.
was, not for nothing, Men in Black was a great cartoon.
Oh my god, it was such a fucking great cartoon. Oh my god. Like, dude, like, I'm showing my age right now. Like, seriously, like, there are some great cartoons out there. Like, if you can fucking. You could do any fucking, like, shit, take a fucking video game. Just do a fucking video game animated. What the hell?
Mhm.
You know, let's, if you don't want to be original and you just want to take something that's already been made, go to a goddamn gaming company and be like, hey, look, we like your game. Can we do an animated series for it?
Mhm.
There
Look,
you go.
I mean, you know, to show you my age in the 80s, I mean, you got fucking He-Man and G.I. Joe. All they were half an hour cartoons.
Hawks.
Yeah. All they were half an hour cartoon,
Exactly.
half an hour commercials for the toys. You know what I'm saying? So why not have a video game?
Oh, dude, there was like Swamp Thing and fucking what was that series? It was done by the same people that did Swamp Thing. They were like involved with Toxic Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Toxic Avengers.
No, Toxic Crusaders.
No, I think it was Toxic Avengers.
The Toxic Avenger was the movie.
Oh, okay.
And then the which is funny because when you watch those movies, they're the most violent fucking movies. And to think that was like a Fox cartoon blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, I know. Oh my
But
god.
I mean, you know, once again, I guess you could take a movie like Pacific Rim, which I think was like what PG-13 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Definitely
dude,
wasn't
like,
hard. You know.
dude, you know what me and you need to do, Chris, and then we'll go to commercial because I think we're way beyond that time.
Oh yeah.
You know, I would just, me and you just need to bring our heads together just one day, just like write a fucking script for a show and just be like, Titmouse, here you go.
Yeah,
Just just give us some money and we're fine. You can do whatever you want with this. Just, cause like, I just want something. Like, I want like in the back in the day where you were excited to watch Thundercats. You know what I mean? Like, you were excited to see Voltron. You were excited to see all these shows. And nowadays it's just like, I mean, it's like
American anime.
like well, like it was really like for example, Attack on Titan's a perfect example. A lot of people have been saying stuff about it, how good it is and everything. I want to see what happens when they put English voices to it. Not because of just, you know, not because of like, you know, I can't listen to it in Japan or anything, Japanese or anything. I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with it. You know, I just want to see the American spin on it. You know what I mean?
What's your opinion on, like, you know, me being a DC fanboy, like Teen Titans? Because that show was heavily influenced by anime. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so do you mean like the version that's out there now or the version that was on before?
Oh no, the one that was on before. No, not the one that's on now.
Okay, well, let me make this clear. First of all, the version that's on before, I want to put it in a bucket and take a shit on it.
Oh shit! Wow.
The version that was on before, that was actually a Toonami show as well.
Okay, no, okay. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about
the.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I actually liked it. I think, like, I think when they use like an anime-esque kind of deal with it, it is interesting to see how they add to it, because you got to think about this. For example, Wolverine had its own anime. Iron Man had its own anime. I mean, it's as long as you do it the right way and you don't let. I don't want to sound really mean about this, but as long as you don't have like the Japanese like doing it when you know damn well like the Americans know what they're doing, you know.
I mean, just now when you talk about the Iron Man anime, the Wolverine anime, those were, if I understand correctly, those were originally Japanese and were brought over to the United States. Am I wrong? Or
it could be, because like.
Well, I'm just saying Teen Titans seemed like a show that was made in the United States, but it just had a heavy anime influence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, to me, it seemed like it probably went backwards. Like, it was probably in the United States, and then they probably adapted it overseas because of its anime influence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, yeah, you know, they had.
I don't want to say something.
Shonen Knife singing the theme song and stuff like
right,
that.
Right. I mean, I don't want to really say like something I don't know, because I don't want to look like a fucking idiot. What I will say like is I have seen, like, for example, the new Thundercats. Like, basically what happened was usually what happens is it's made in Japan, comes to America, and they have that kind of relationship. What happened with this one is they basically started doing it in America, went to Japan and said, this is what we have, you know, and then so it actually became, that's what it was explained to me. I could be wrong about this. Please, if somebody knows that I'm fucking this up badly, please do. But I would kind of like to see that where like these American cartoons go over and get dubbed, and then boom, they're all set. Like I would like to see that. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing all this coming out of Japan. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fucking good series coming out of Japan. Like I was telling you about Blood Sea. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good anime coming out of Japan, but it's coming out of Japan. It's not coming out of America. There's been a lot of good American cartoons, and I think that we need to get back to like this. Like you want to talk about like how you can make jobs, and then we got to definitely move on because I know we got to get to the commercial. But like you want to talk about a way to get more jobs. Fucking, we need to increase our animation like industry out here, and not just for kids, but for adults, because as you can see, using the T word that I have like 50 times already, there's definitely an interest out there. And there's people my age and your age, Chris, that fucking are like, dude, you fucking put Silverhawks back on? I'm there. 2 seconds. Fucking, you're gonna put like an adult version of Batman on there? Fuck, I'm there in 2 seconds. You're gonna do a Superman that fucking goes on a rampage and kills a bunch of people? Shit, I'm there in 2 seconds. Fuck, dude. Like, people, like, that's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily have to throw it on a network. You can throw it on a fucking Netflix. Look at what these people are doing now. Fuck network TV. They're gonna throw it on fucking Netflix now. So, I want to see more American anime. Not American anime. I want to see more American shows. American anime, sure.
God bless America.
God bless America.
And just for the record, I mean, according to the Wikipedia, Teen Titans is an American show that was just influenced by anime.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and just to also for clarification, I mistakenly said Shonen Knife. It was Puffy Yumiyami who did the. I think Shonen Knife. I think did the. I think they did. What's the word?
Don't
they did.
Chris won't.
Powerpuff Girls.
Chris loves anime. Don't kill him, please. Okay.
All right, so with that, we'll be right back with more Dick and Fart jokes.
Dick and Fart.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc. 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back. Okay, so the nerd portion of the show is...
The nerd portion. I think we've covered the nerd.
Yeah, I think we. Yeah. That being said,
we're gonna cover the fat. We're gonna cover the fat monster version of the show now.
No, let me tell you, man. I've been, on your recommendation, and I guess that's how you found your current, person in your life. I've joined the site.
Very lucky, yes.
Yeah, I joined the site Plenty of Fish, which many people abbreviate with just calling it POF. And I think I've figured out some other new pseudonyms, or what do they call it? Anagrams? Well, not an anagram. When they use
Oh no! Do I really want to hear these?
Oh yeah. Plenty of Fatties.
Oh God.
pretty obese faces,
Oh God. Oh.
and pounds of flesh. That being said, look, I understand. I am no Prince Charming. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not. I know that, I'm damn near 300 pounds. I'm only 5'8". I know I'm not exactly, stud material. But let me tell you, man, and it's not, I guess it's one of those deals where and let me just clear this out right now that I'm not bashing anybody, because those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I'm not saying, oh, if you're fat you shouldn't be on a dating site, because that's exactly what I am. I'm saying I'm a fat person on a dating site, but like, maybe it's just me, but like when my pictures that I have up, I mean, obviously, you're gonna, I can't avoid the fact that, I have flesh under my chin, I can't deny that.
Right.
But, for some reason, Plenty of Fish must think that I am a fucking mutant, because, and let me tell you, I've taken the chemistry test, I've taken the needs assessment, I've taken the psychological assessment, I've took the keeper test, I took the sex test, and the only reason I'm bringing those up right now is because I'm actually at the site right now just to kind of like
reference.
Yeah, just to keep fresh in my mind the people that
the beast
it has. And that's the whole thing, is that like, and I know it sounds fucked up when I say these fucking mutants and shit like that, because and like I said, look, I am no Prince Charming, but one, I think I know how to take a picture of myself. The pictures, obviously, I don't want to say, I mean, when you take a picture, one, smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it that hard to fucking smile or smirk or just, look like you're happy that there's a camera pointing in your direction? I had, first it's, okay, there's people who just don't know how to hold a camera. And it's just like, I thought this shit is common knowledge. I thought nowadays everyone has a fucking cell phone with a camera on it. Like, I think you could take a picture of yourself in a mirror without like holding the phone in front of your face or am I the only one who knows how to like point the camera without? I understand there are people who take a picture in the actual mirror, like they're taking a picture of the mirror and not just using the mirror to kind of like
just tell everybody that they look like ugly fucks. I know.
Yeah, it's just like, but like, Jesus Christ, you can't even hold a picture, and then like you can't get a friend to take a picture of you. Like I know it's one thing. It's selfies. I understand selfies are going to be kind of hard to take, and obviously when you see all of these pictures are all face shots. You know what I'm saying? There's people who purposely do not take pictures of their body because they don't have a body that you should be taking a picture of. And that being said, look, I understand. I'm a big guy. You know what I'm saying? I got a gut. But I think I know how to hold the camera where, I get my good angles. So one, you should be able to fucking, and like I said, you can't find a stranger in the street for 2 seconds and say, look, do you do me a favor and fucking take a picture of me that I don't look like a fucking mutant? You know what I'm saying? Because I got people, and girls, I mean, like I said, I understand that we use the mirror in the bathroom, but there are some people, or at the very least, if you're going to take a picture in the bathroom, like, learn how to crop. Learn how to, what I'm saying? I don't want to see the toilet in the background. I don't want to see, and there's a particular person, like one of the first people that, it said was my chemistry, and just, it started off, it was a bad, if that was like the first person that says I have chemistry with, then that's just a bad sign from the beginning, where like they took the picture like in a public bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, girls do that. Girls do that all the time, though.
Oh, but it's like, I don't know. Learn how to frame the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to see you and a toilet in the same picture. That sends a weird subliminal fucking message. The wrong kind of subliminal.
What you have to understand, though, is like a bunch of girls, what they will do, like, they actually take pictures in the bathroom because it's like, A, it's bright. B, like, huge mirror, and they can take a picture of themselves. And C, it's just like, so you can actually see them.
But like if I'm using the mirror and I know there's a toilet stall behind me, I would close the door or stand at an angle where, you don't see the toilet in the background. For some reason that bothers me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then what really kills me are the people who can't rotate the picture. Like all the pictures are at 90 degrees. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta break my fucking neck to look at the pictures of them. You know what I'm saying? So, all right,
damn, dude, you're really like fucking critiquing these girls, Jesus.
Yeah, because if you can't hold a cell phone correctly to take a picture, I don't think I want you in my life.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be wrong. There are several.
Ladies and gentlemen, this dating profile thing has just gotten fun.
Yeah, it's not. Now, of course, look, my ex-wife, was a big girl. And she was one of those girls that everyone said, "Oh, you have such a pretty face," and I knew that used to bother the shit out of her because, there are a lot of women that, I get, the big thing that's standing in the way is the fact that they're heavier. And like I said, I'm not calling anyone fatty. I guess I did say it earlier, but, I understand that but you know what it is? I'm a big guy, but I know what angles are good for me. I know what pictures that my hair looks good in. I'm saying, I'm not going to put a picture like when I have 3 days of stubble. So why would a girl take a picture where they look frumpy?
I have to interrupt you there because let me tell you something. Like, there are girls that take really good angles with their cell phone, but you see them in person and they're fucking like 500 pounds, and you're just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You weigh how much? I'm sorry. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Because like,
I look. Beggars can't be choosers. I can't. It's not like I'm going to say, look, I'm only going to date skinny girls, because that's not my case. I don't mind a big girl. I don't mind a girl with a little meat on her. But, and of course you see it in the pictures. There's whenever you see, like, it's just the face and the tits, you know what I'm saying? And they have big, huge, gigantic tits, but then you don't see the belly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cut off, you know what I'm saying? Because, some of these girls, let's be real here, the fucking belly sticks out further than the fucking tits. That's what I'm
saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, they take these pictures and
aerial photos. They hold the fucking camera.
Right. Basically, dude, they basically take a good shot of themselves and they make themselves look hotter than they are.
And when you look up, you can't see the second and third chin.
Right. So, to be honest with you, dude, I kind of have to disagree with you. Like, I would rather see the girl's full body than to see, oh, I have an aerial photo, and then when you meet him in person, you're just like, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom.
My thing is that at least I know, at least for the love of, at least for those people who do take those aerial photos, they know that's the good angle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta at least give you E for effort. You know what I'm saying? At least for trying. Okay, and this now I'm gonna get a little harsh here. Okay, first,
I'm not surprised, but go ahead.
If you're gonna take a picture, do something about that fucking mustache. You know what I'm saying? I understand that there's, yes, people do have shadows on the top of their lip, some people, but I've seen pictures of some of these girls that have straight up fucking mustaches, and I know that sounds very insensitive. I know there's girls out there probably screaming, saying, oh, well, you don't know how it is to fucking manicure, and and then this, you have to keep to keep your face clean or whatever the case may be. But my thing is that if you're going to take a picture, and you're going to take a picture that's going to be posted publicly so people can find you attractive, because obviously, no one's going to look at a profile that doesn't have a picture.
Right.
So obviously that's the first thing. Do something about that mustache. Throw some fucking makeup on it. Put some foundation. You know what I'm saying? Put some, light it up. Do something.
Wow, you're really frustrated about this.
Yeah, it's, and so, okay, so then there's that. Then there's the people who, okay, now if you're going to take pictures, okay, I understand you're going to take a picture with your dog. I'll understand if you take a picture with your kid. I get that. Now, there's people who they'll take like a group photo and they'll post that up. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know who?
And that's their only pick. Oh my god, I hate that shit, dude.
Like, I'm supposed to fucking guess which one is in the fucking picture? Because that means I may want to bang your friend instead of you.
And then, they pointed out, I've had a girl, sit there and say to me, oh yeah, I'm this girl right here. Then you're like, you actually get a photo of them and it's not that person. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm good. You have a nice day. Like, I'm not an insensitive guy, but some of these girls, if you're gonna sit there and lie to me about what you look like and who you really are, then what else are you gonna lie about? So why do I want to know about you? It's not even your looks, I don't even give a shit about your looks at that point in time. If you sit there and you give me a picture of yourself and then all of a sudden the pictures don't match up, you're lying, and then I don't want to have anything to do with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess.
Because women are real quick to throw that shit oh, you've lied to me or whatever. But if you're gonna start off on a fucking misconception, then...
Well, you've been on POF for a couple weeks now.
I've been on for 2 weeks.
Okay, so you've probably seen some of these women actually have model pictures.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, I've seen the
ones, and damn well
fake ones.
Obviously fake, dude. It's just okay, if you're a model, A, you don't need to be on this site, and B, if you really are a model, then what the fuck are you doing on this site? Because you're probably just looking for money, or you're a stripper.
Yeah, it's
All right,
always
go ahead.
it's to get a lonely guy, and then they're like, oh, if you want to reach me, then you can call this number, and then you realize it's like a fucking sex line or some shit like that.
Okay, so since I put you in this challenge, so to speak, so we could find you a girlfriend / date, I guess. Have you gotten any emails at all?
I've only gotten one response to a message that I sent out, and it was basically a girl saying, oh, well, how are you doing? How's your day? How was your morning? Or good morning, or something like that. And I said, oh, my morning's good, and yada yada yada. I had a long day at work. I just got out of work. And actually, this actually was the day when I was right before I was killing time to get my Batman game. I was on my phone, and I sent her a message, and it was just like, I had a pretty good day at work, and I'm hanging out right now, and tell me a little more about yourself. Nothing. Got no fucking response back. And as a matter of fact, I'm in front of the site right now, and I'm looking at her profile because for some reason, Plenty of Fish still has her in my chemistry assessment matches, or whatever the case may be. So I just may write her again and say, hey, did you remember me, or did you see my profile and change your fucking mind? I don't know.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny because I can tell you a little story about POF. I was talking to this girl out there. I actually think it happened right after I broke up with the last girl that I was with. She was really nice. She had a kid. But for some odd reason, she wouldn't, fucking meet up. And for me, after talking for a couple days, I'm like, okay, it's time to sit there and be like, okay, we actually are having a nice conversation. Why don't we meet up? Well, this girl was just like, oh, well, we need to talk a little bit longer before we meet up. And I'm just sitting there. At first I was like, okay, whatever. I can understand. You've probably been through some shit. That's fine. But then, after a while, it just got, completely and utterly retarded. And I'm just like, what is really going on here? Are you legitimately, scared to meet people? Because if you are, then what the fuck are you doing on the site? But B, we've been talking for a while. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And I eventually was just like, you know what? I'm just going to give up on this. Because it's after a while, you're just you're just come on. I got really frustrated with this girl. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is up here? Dude, you need to, either we're going to meet up and actually have a face-to-face conversation, or we're done talking, Because, for me, then it's maybe because I'm older, you can sit there and tell me all day long, this is who you are, this is what you do for a living, this is everything. But until I have that face-to-face conversation with you where I actually can see your eyes and I can see, you talk, I'm not going to believe a fucking word you say. And I hate to sit there and say it like that, but how do I know that you are the person that you say you are?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, you got a show on MTV called Catfish. You know what I mean? If you're gonna sit there and make up these excuses about why you can't meet up, then it's a bad thing. But what I would say, Chris, is I would just start. That's what I used to do. What I used to do is don't look at your chemistry matches. Look at where it says new users, and whatever girl is attractive to you, just just message them and simply say, hey, how are you?
Yeah,
that's all you need to do.
I'm wondering if maybe some people are intimidated because I did mention the podcast and in my profile, so I don't know if maybe
what you should do is take that out and just just take that out so that nobody knows what's going on, and then we'll bring them on the show randomly.
And you would know this because you're on my Facebook. I don't know what it is about Plenty of Fish that apparently all my connections, all the people that I have chemistry with, allegedly, no one lives in fucking Rochester. Okay,
you told me that. Yeah.
And once again, for the people, outside of, who don't understand the geography of the situation. Okay, we're upstate New York, western upstate New York. We're basically an hour east of us is Syracuse, an hour west of us is Buffalo. So you got three major cities, basically.
Right.
And I could understand when POF hooks, says, oh, here's someone from Syracuse, here's someone from Buffalo. I get that. I mean, not that I get it, but I mean, for some reason, that seems to make a little more sense. Then they I'm seeing names. Okay, and I'm gonna go through a list of people right now, and I'm not gonna say their names or anything like that, but I'm just gonna name off towns where it says they're from. Okay, Rochester. Okay, good. Okay, that's Rochester. Oh, okay. Here's a girl just put West New York. No, okay, that could mean anywhere. Okay, Machias, New York. Where the fuck is Machias? Okay, I'm just gonna while I have everyone listening, and
this is hilarious.
Great radio. Machias is in Cattaraugus County, and I'm going on Google Maps, and I'm gonna put in how many, Rochester. just to see how far.
I need to have some fucking popcorn if you're gonna do this shit.
Directions. Okay, Machias, New York is 1 hour and 45 minutes away from Rochester.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let me I'm kind of doing like a little quick fire thing here. Okay, Victor, New York. Okay, Victor, technically it's not even Monroe County, but I mean, it's about
that's not that far though.
Victor. Okay, Seneca Falls. Okay, now let me tell you, Paul.
Seneca Falls isn't that too far either.
Plenty of Fish has taught me so much about the geography of New York. I'm learning about
you're learning Latin.
That surround Rochester. Okay, well, look, dude. Okay, 52 miles away from Rochester, a 56-minute drive to Seneca Falls. Okay, let me just go. Okay, Holland, New York. Okay, once again, I'm just gonna pop that up in the old Google Maps. Because right now I'm on the directions part of Google Maps, so it's like the home is Rochester to Holland, New York. Get directions.
Geography with Chris today.
94 miles.
Yep.
And that's basically driving to Buffalo and then south. Okay, let me see. No. Okay, Canandaigua. That's about a 45-minute drive from here.
Yeah, Canandaigua was not too bad though.
Yeah, I mean, I've been out to the CMAC. Okay, Ovid, New York. Now, mind you, I swear to God, this is not a setup. I'm seriously just going through profiles right now. Ovid, New York, OVID. I've never heard of it. Let's see how far it is from Rochester. Or is it Ovid? I don't know. Everything up here is
Ovid, whatever. Yeah.
Ovid, 63 miles from Rochester. So you're telling me that not one fucking woman in Rochester wants to meet me. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why I'm saying like you should like just eliminate your chemistry stuff and start just looking at the new users. And what you got to do is you got to limit it to like 25 miles, like 50 to 25 miles, so that you can actually see the majority of the Rochester girls. Because it's like if you don't do it that way, you're gonna get girls that are 100, 200 miles away, and you're just gonna be like, I'm not gonna meet you from like all the way fucking that way. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be a total asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give these people, I'll check out their profile and see if there's something extra special about them, because don't get me wrong, I've in the past week, I try to respond to, or the past, I try to respond to maybe 3 or 4 or 5, I try to cast a net out there. I'm not going to just write to anybody, because there are some people that like I just look at and I'm like, oh, they'll put something in their profile that, they go, or like, okay, one girl's looking at a picture and every fucking picture was like her at a bar, or her holding a fucking red Solo cup, and seeing the fact that I don't fucking drink, her and I aren't gonna fucking her and I aren't exactly.
Well, no. Like
if you don't have one picture of you not in a bar, or not drinking, there's
well, yeah, definitely. Like you need to obviously, if you see something like that, then you should be like, okay, this girl's done right now. Like it's done. I'm not gonna touch this at all. But what you should do is just go through, and obviously, depends on, are you looking for a girl that's in her 30s, or are you looking for a girl that's in her 20s? Hell, are you looking for an 18-year-old?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of creepy. I mean, don't get me wrong. If she's legal,
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What I've learned from my girlfriend, and I've obviously been made fun of on this show by fucking Chris over here, but what I've learned is like younger girls are actually more appreciative of men that are older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my girl's not. I've also learned that girls, my age difference between me and my girlfriend is not that bad in comparison to a lot of people out there. Like I've seen some people that are like 15, maybe 20 years difference, and I'm just sitting there going, I don't know about that one.
Well, it's just, I mean, if the person's right, the person's right. But it's just like, okay, like right now, I just looked up again. Wayland, New York, 52 miles out of Rochester. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just, I mean, I'm going to do what you say and check out just the new users and stay close to Rochester. But then, you'll see some girls, and let's be real here, straight up hood rats, you know what I'm saying? Or in the opposite, oddly enough in Rochester, then you have the country girls, which, when a girl says, all I do is listen to country music and I don't listen to anything else, I don't think she and I are going to get along.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like, oh my God, this has been, I don't want to, nightmare is not the right word, but it's just like Jesus Christ, do I have to? Now, of course, look, don't get me wrong. My baby mama's from Rochester. The girl I was dating a couple months ago is from Rochester. Neither of those relationships worked out. So apparently me and Rochester girls apparently don't get along. Maybe I do have to fucking go outside of the city.
You might, but I mean, like you have to basically because you're not going to be in a club. And let's face it, do you really want a girl from a club or a bar? I was trying to explain that to some. There's a guy I know that actually works. I'm the manager at the one place, and I can't talk about it. But he's actually a promoter. He has a company where he does promotions out in Rochester. I'm not gonna mention his name, but like he'll sit there and say like what did he say? He said something about with Halloween should be the time where girls actually dress slutty, like naughty, and show some skin. And I said to him, I was like, yeah, but wouldn't you rather a really hot girl that's classy over a girl that's just in her fucking underwear and is basically
some people, just because you show it off doesn't mean it's worth looking at. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
like,
But that's exactly why I don't walk around in thong underwear. You know what I'm saying?
here's the thing that I think that a lot of people out there don't realize is, yeah, it's nice to bang some really, really fucking hot chick that's going to be like, you know, you sit there and you're like, yeah, I banged her. But ask yourself this question seriously. Am I going to get one night out of that, or am I going to get multiple nights out of that? Let's just face it. If she's drunk and you fuck her and she leaves that day, you're pretty much not going to have her after that. If she stays around and she keeps talking to you and calling you and you keep having sex with the girl, hey, now you actually found somebody, you know, and I'd rather have something that's like, you know, I'm not even talking about sex. I need to get away from that. It's just, you know, I'd rather have a girl that, you know, it's not like a one-time thing. Like, I'm not going to just be talking to this girl one day and that's it. You know, I'd rather have a girl that I can actually have a conversation with every single day. You know, I can lay next to it at night and not just sit there and go, oh my God, you're a fucking fat cow. I mean, somebody that is clean, somebody that, you know, wants to be with me and that, you know, understands who I am and they like who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, I got lucky. I found that girl on that site. It was like, I personally thought I was going to find another fucking ugly whore, so to speak. Like my last fucking ex. What? I'm sorry. She was a fucking ugly whore. I'm sorry, dude. Like, she fucking, like, I looked at her picture and I went, because you want to talk about pictures, because I wanted to say this earlier, was she would take better pictures than what she would look like in person. Mm-hmm. And there were some times, dude, where I was driving out to Brockport and I'd be like, and Brockport's a 35-minute drive for me. And I'm just like, do I really want to go out there and see this chick? I had those thoughts in my head. And I'm just like sitting there going, I don't know, like, I guess I really just wanted to find somebody, and, you know, we kind of had a connection, at least I thought. And like, I don't know. I guess I'm attracted more to like personality, I guess. Mm-hmm. You know? And, you know, come to find out, this chick was just really just fucking cheating on me. So, and she was ugly. After I broke up with it, have you ever had one of those moments, Chris, where you're just like, you look at a picture and you're just like, the fuck was wrong with me? What the fuck? What? She had what? Oh, what the hell was wrong with me? Mm-hmm. Then you go in the bathroom and puke.
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, dude, not for nothing. I mean, I've heard of this. I've seen, you know, this is one of those things where I thought it was kind of like a hacky joke where like women lying about their ages, but I've seen.
Oh, they do.
Let me tell you, you know, on this site, you know, on Plenty, and because I'm listening to you talk, but I'm kind of just going through using your advice, and kind of, there are women who are saying, you know, what's like, okay, the one I'm looking at right now, which of course I won't use her name, you know, saying she's 34. This chick looks like she's in her mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? And if you look like that at 34, you must have had a rough fucking life.
Dude, I had girls that were in their late 30s, early 40s fucking messaging me. And what I did was I actually filtered that out, and I said, I think like I put my filter at like 32 when I was on that site, mm-hmm. so that nobody over that age could really message me, because me and older girls don't mix. I'm sorry. It doesn't happen. I've tried it. Doesn't work. So, like, basically, you know, I did like 2 or 3 years older than me. And I would get these fucking weird-ass, like, women that are like 40 years old. And I'm like, A, do you not see that what my restriction is? And B, you're not going to have a chance with me. Not in hell. Not in fucking hell are you going to have a chance with me. I'm sorry. But, like, I think I had one girl, speaking of beast mode, I had fucking one girl that was just, what did she say to me? I think, it wasn't like, I think I love you. I think it was like, oh God, I have to think about this for a second. She basically like told me in her first message that kind of like, I think you're my soulmate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Something like along those lines. And I'm just like, yeah, you're not getting messaged back. Not only are you ugly, but after that comment, I'm good. And then she would proceed. Like, I had like one girl I actually literally had to block because she would, every time I was online, I would get a message from her that says, "Hey, how are you?"
Oh.
Here, I almost wanted to message her and be like, "Listen, you ugly fat whore, stop fucking messaging me."
Jesus, dude, you're fucking my shit up, man. You got fat whore. You know what I'm saying?
What, dude? Like, dude, you got to be honest. Look, I'm a straight up.
Whores user. Strictly the opinions of Chris, not necessarily those of Chris Cologne.
Dude, you have to understand, man. Like, I'm 29 years old, and I've been through shit that probably I shouldn't have gone through with some of these fucking women. So, and one of the things that I am is I'm a straight up fucking shooter. I don't give a shit, you know? If, you know, like I had, at the beginning of this year, dude, I had a really, really hot chick. Like, she was legitimately cute. And don't get me wrong, my girlfriend is beautiful, and I would not trade her for the world. But, you know, this girl had 2 kids, and I was sitting there, I was like, damn, this girl's actually giving me the time of day. I'm like, this girl's actually kissing me and, you know, wanting to spend time with me. I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then it just went south. And it's like, I'm like, what did I do? And then I, you know, you talk to this girl a little bit longer, and you're just like, okay, so basically you're still with your husband. It's just like, come on. Like, come on, man. Just, like, if you don't want to fucking date, don't fucking be on this goddamn site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I told her straight up, I'm like, look, because she, and I don't remember if I told you this line, but I know everybody after they hear this is going to be fucking dying on the ground. This girl told me the fucking biggest excuse that I've ever heard out of a girl, and that's, like, sometimes a kiss is just a kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've told you that, and I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but it's just like, really? Like, you can't come up with, like, you can't just come out and straight up say, hey, look, I'm not interested. If that's the case, then don't. I'm like, that's when I turned to her and I just straight up said to her, I was like, look, if you want to be friends with me, that's fine. I'm good with that. But other than that, I'm not interested in being any more than that with you. Balls in your court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't stand for that bullshit. Like, the girl I have now, she's beautiful. I love everything about her, and she actually gets me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to, like, sit out there and prove myself to some girl. I don't need to put in work with this girl because this girl knows how much I love her. I take care of her as much as she takes care of me. And that's what you fucking need to find. You know what I mean? You don't need this fucking bullshit of going on POF every single fucking day and getting shot down by these girls that sit there and go, oh, I'm just not, you know, you're just not my type, or they fuck you, they freaking sit there and talk to you for like months on end, and then nothing materializes out of it. It's kind of frustrating, dude. Yeah. I get what you're saying, man. It's like, it's really like, I'm kind of fucking glad that I'm not like on a dating site anymore, because it's just, it's like a fucking other part. It's like a part-time job. You're just like sitting there like waiting for somebody to be like, oh, I really like you, let's go out on a date. And you actually going on a date with a girl. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because let's face it, dude, it's fucking hard out there to fucking find a girl. I mean, I don't know about you, but, and I know there's guys out there that'll fucking just fuck anything that walks, but like, dude, like I just don't, I don't know, man. Like I'm not like that. Like I can't. Had I known that my ex had slept with as many guys as she did, I probably wouldn't have fucking dated her. Mm. And I'm not even going to say the number. I mean, it's not like, people are probably like, oh, it's probably like 100 or like 50 people. No, it's not even that high, but it's still a high enough number where I'm like, maybe I should have had some Lysol.
You suck 37 dicks. No. From Clerks. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's, let me see. What else do I have on my... I just want to just go through my...
It's turning into a good show. This is turning into a really good show. Everybody's like, fuck Paul, I'm going to fucking find him and kill him.
Yeah. Once again, ladies, the opinions of Paul Pasquillo do not necessarily reflect those.
By the way, ladies, I already have...
Strangers on podcast.
I already have a fucking girlfriend that loves me and treats me with respect, so all of the rest of you can go fuck off. I don't really give a shit.
My apologies to all the fat whores out there.
Hey, as I recall, you started out this segment with anonyms for POF, so I don't even know. Well, no, I don't know, like.
But like, look, I understand that I'm a big guy, and I'm not making anyone feel bad for being fat. You know what I'm saying? Because who the fuck am I to say? I'm just saying is that if you're gonna be fat, at least own it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I think for a guy that's my size, I think, okay, don't get me wrong, I do dress a little immaturely. I get that. I'm more of a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy and sneakers. But when the time comes for me to clean up, I clean up very well. And I think I know how to take pictures of myself at decent angles and smiling and pleasant. Right. Some of these pictures, you see women that like why would you post that picture of yourself? Why do you have like this picture where like you look like a the picture is depressing me. You know what I'm saying? Like how is that supposed to be a picture that make people attracted to you? You know what I'm saying? Don't be wrong. Everybody's had a hard life. I understand people have a hard life and this and this and that, but you can't smile for 1 fucking millisecond for the fucking, shutter of a camera. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're looking for people. I mean, nowadays everything has a fucking camera. Ask any fucking, 10-year-old out in the street. They'll take a picture of you on their fucking iPhone. Ask a friend of yours to take a picture.
iPhone.
You don't have one friend that can say that you can go to your friend and say, look, I'm posting some pictures on a dating site. Could you do me a favor and just fucking, take some decent fucking pictures of me?
Well, dude, like I had some, like my pictures, I don't smile. And I had girls that would sit there and message me like, oh, you don't, it's just like, they would sit there and message me and be like, they're like, so why are you so unhappy in your pictures? And I was like, well, I need something. And, my response would be, because I was a big fucking flirt. I'd be like, well, I need something to make me smile. You want to make me smile? and I wouldn't say it like in a sexual context. It would be something different, but it was still like some of these girls. Like the other thing you're gonna discover too, dude, is like you'll get to these girls that are like fucking like one-line girls. Hi, yeah.
Oh, if I had to fucking drag a conversation out of somebody.
Oh my god, I was talking to my girlfriend about
a podcast. I do a podcast for Christ's sake. Talking is my thing.
Dude, like, I was talking to my girlfriend about this, because, we've both had bad experiences, and I said to her, I was like, one of the worst experiences I ever had, the worst thing to have on POF was the fact that, you would sit there and you'd have these, like, one-word fucking I would be like, hi, how are you? And they're like, good. I'm like, so, how was your day? Good. So what are you up to? Nothing. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, it's like... You're on POF. Have a conversation. By the way, you know what? While we're on the subject of things that piss us off, oh my god, I'm sorry. I have to. While we're talking about POF, I have to bitch about this because fucking the shit that used to piss me off, dude. Like I need an outlet for this kind of shit. Like, oh my god. I hate these girls. Have you messaged any of them where they put a restriction? You got to put a restriction on, for those of you out there that don't know. You got to put a restriction on, you can't, say if I say to somebody, hi, how are you? Well, some people put on there, well, I want a longer response. So you actually
seen that, like a minimum.
Yeah, you have to have a minimum
150 character response or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Dude, I was talking, I had this whole comedy fucking routine off of this because I found it so fucking hilarious. Because I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, this is exactly how I would respond. Hi, how are you? My name's Paul, and you're really hot, and I think I want to fuck you. I want to see you naked. I want you to give me a blowjob, and I think we could really be good together. So why don't you hit me back? And by the way, I could take some naked pictures of you because you're fucking hot. Dude, I'm not totally serious about that, but it's along the lines of this is POF. I'm just starting to get to know you. Why would I give you my whole life story over the internet? Why don't we get to know each other a little bit? Then we start texting each other, and then we meet up. You know what I mean? We're in the age of texting. We're in a fucking age of texting. Oh, God. Oh, one of the things I put on my fucking profile, and I actually think it attracted a lot of women to my profile, too, and you might want to put something like this, too.
No,
no, I didn't put that, which would be funny. Actually, I should have done that. That would have been interesting.
I'm thick like an Arizona can.
Do the Batman accent. I'm big.
Your tits, where are they?
Show them to me. Oh, God.
Where are the tits I deserve? These tits
Oh my god, where are we going with this? No, the one thing that would piss me off, and I'm sure you've seen this, I know you've seen this at least once. These girls are like, please use proper grammar. I'm like, did you just say use proper grammar? So I put up on my profile, I literally put this up. I'm going to be like, by the way, if you can't handle that I use you, the letter U, instead of YOU sometimes because I'm messaging you off of the POF app, then don't message me. Because guess what? We live in a texting age, and I should be able to use you instead of YOU. Because that shit would... I don't know about you, but I am not attracted to a woman that sits there and puts that on her fucking profile because I know damn well if she's that picky about that, she's going to be picky about a ton of other shit. And because of what's happened to me in the past, and I'm not going to tell you what I mean, it ruined it for a lot of girls. And I'm like, I don't deal with that shit. Don't sit there and be picky about shit. Because if you're really picky about, you need to use proper English, chances are you're fucking like, you need to buy me this. Oh, you need to do this for me. And then you get shit in return. Yeah. So, I don't know.
It's pain in the ass.
Dude. So what I'm saying to you, man, is just, I would just, like, message any girl that you find attractive on that, like, the new users thing, or even if you use the My City link there, where you make it so, like, I think it's age range and how many miles and then whatever. What I would do is just choose chicks that, A, obviously have been online recently, and B, like, girls that you're attracted to, and just see what happens. Like, because really, there's nothing. What are you going to get? No response? Oh no.
Yeah, because that's really going to change what's been going on so far.
Yeah, and I mean, think about this too. Like, there are girls out there that will actually respond that will actually communicate. I know it's. Girls communicating, holy fucking shit, Chris. I mean, Jesus Christ. You get these girls that'll sit there and actually go, hey, I'm not interested. Like, email you back and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm not interested, And, I might not like that response, and I may write back, I think you're missing out. But then I'll also say, but I appreciate you emailing me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's we don't communicate, and that's part of the fucking problem. Like, we don't communicate in this fucking society. As men and women, we fucking fight like cats and dogs because we don't fucking communicate. And I don't have a fight with my current girlfriend because we actually communicate. It's like, dude, like, I sit there and I go, like, I hate to be fucking mushy, but it's just like, it's actually good to actually have a fucking girl that actually wants to communicate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not sit there and take offense to every fucking thing you say. Actually sit there and be like, hey, what did you mean by this? You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I don't know. So,
let's wrap it up.
We need to wrap it up. Get it? Wrap it up. And
I just want to throw this out there, being a born and raised New Yorker, born and raised in New York City. I was born in Manhattan. I was raised in Manhattan. So I was born in New York State, New York City, and New York County. I have to say, fuck Boston, fuck the Red Sox. I don't give a fuck if they won the World Series. They can suck my dick. I'm sorry. I know there's some people who probably live in Boston who listen to the show. I hate your fucking town. The Boston Bombers didn't do enough of a good enough job. That being said, fuck the Red Sox. Like I said, hating Boston is my fucking birthright, and so I'm going to continue to do it.
I will say this. I do want to commend the Red Sox because they kind of, because they were in last place last year, and they were just doing completely terrible shitty. Like, real fucking bad. And, us Yankees fans kind of went over there and went, look, I may hate your team, but we feel bad for you. Here's a beer. And then when they saw us this year, there were some Boston fans there, because I've seen it, because there were some Boston fans who were like, dude, we know where you are. Here's a beer. So I gotta, there might be a rivalry going on between us, but it's kind of good to see that. That being said, I don't fucking like the Boston Red Sox. I hate them.
I honestly have no opinion of the actual guys on the team, because I understand that the people, right, the professional baseball players are guys from all around the country who get hired by these teams. Just fuck the fans. Fuck Boston Red Sox fans. Fuck that town. When the planes that fucking flew into the fucking World Trade Center, those assholes got on the air. They got on the airplane boarding from Massachusetts. They were getting on the plane. If Massachusetts didn't drop the fucking ball, 9/11 would have never fucking happened. So that being said, fuck Boston. I hope when they have the fucking the parade that to celebrate the Boston Red Sox, I hope there's more fucking Boston Bombers. Yes, I hate that fucking town. I hope it's a bunch of Boston Red Sox fans that get blown the fuck up. I'm sorry. I hate Boston. It's my God-given right as a New Yorker to fucking hate Boston.
The comments of Chris do not reflect all of the opinion. Oh my God. Dude, we need to get you laid. Holy shit, man. Like, I'm sitting here this whole podcast just sitting here going, okay, Chris really needed laid. We need to take him somewhere, because Jesus fucking Christ. All right, but we need to get it out of here before people sit there and just go.
And you can send your hate mail to twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. And while you're there, you could also visit 2s1p.com. That's 2s1p, the number 2.
That's right.
The letter S.
Two shits, 1p.
Letter P. 2s1p.com. You'll find links to everything, eBay auctions, which I don't have anything up just yet. You'll find links to our Facebook page, facebook.com/2strangers1podcast. There is a donate button, but I don't anticipate anyone to use it. But even look, like I said, even if you don't have a dime to support for the show, if you like the show, just share us with your friends. What else? Two Strangers One Podcast. You can find us on iTunes. Just look for Two Strangers One Podcast in the podcast section. If you don't have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, you could subscribe to us on Stitcher, the Stitcher app in the Google Play Store. That's STITCHER. I don't know what the fuck the problem is with you guys over there not getting, still not having a Stitcher.
He apparently is working on it, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
But we are available on the Stitcher app if you have an Android device, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, at Two Strangers One Podcast, 2s1p.com. Keep coming back. Well, yeah, it's not a porn site, but trust me, I'm working on it every day. I was talking to Paul earlier about, we're going to hook it up with WordPress, and we're going to try to make it a little more user friendly and a little more prettier. But you can go to that site and it'll redirect you to any other pages that, you can listen to old episodes. You can, just all the links that you need are on 2s1p, but we're working on making it prettier. But for the time being, it's our ugly little bee. And,
By the way, if you've seen Geeky Inc. and you've seen Tune Out Be Faithful, think it's going to be as pretty as that. So it'll look good. Don't worry.
Geeky Inc. and check out Geeky Inc. Of course, I guess you're going to say that, but you can read my article. When you go to Geeky Inc., look up for the Batman Arkham Origins. You can read my writing, and actually links. Another link that's on 2s1p is from my 2 spec scripts for the Big Bang Theory. So you can check out. You could get a taste of what my writing is like. And of course, you could buy my book Double Jackpot at doublejackpot.us, but you'll hear the commercial in about 2 minutes.
And you can also, Chris will probably end up. Well, actually, I was going to say your Twitter. You should tell people your personal Twitter. So they can go there.
Well, I don't know. I don't like. I guess. Of course, anybody. It's XLNYC. As an extra large New York City. I've had the nickname Extra Large since I was like 13 years old. It's funny because there's a gay club in there's a gay club in New York City called Extra Large. So with the Twitter handle XLNYC, I do get the occasional mention in a post, and people think that I'm the gay club. And I swear to God, I wish, there's no way I could have made that up as a joke. There's also a Japanese clothing line called Extra Large, and they had a store based out of New York City. And I've had XL NYC under like every incarnation. I've had it in Yahoo, and I had it in AOL, and I've had it, so they could never seem to get it. But, and then on occasion I'll have people who want to retweet stuff from there's a company called X Large, and, they think I'm them also. And like I said, I've had that name since I was 13 years old. So since like 91. So, they could go fuck themselves because I've had that. So XLNYC, or at XLNYC. Our Twitter for the show is Comic Metal Games. It was basically a Twitter account I set up for my eBay auctions, but all it really is just all reposts from our Facebook page, which are basically just posts about our episodes. And that's it. I acquiesce the floor to you, sir.
Oh, I thank you. I will take the floor from you, sir. As Chris mentioned, geekyinc.com is where you can find. We're going to try to start posting a lot more stuff there. It is going to be mostly anime and nerdcore music, but I, for the longest time, have been wanting to do what Chris just did and do some kind of game reviews, and it'll probably be more article based. But I think it works the way it is. So. And plus it's a lot fucking easier. I could take a whole podcast and explain why the fuck I hate, now I'm not even gonna get into it. But on Twitter you can find me at Paul Pascrillo. Last name is spelled Pescrillo. You can also find me on Tumblr, paulpascrillo.tumblr.com. I like to tumble sometimes, so if you want to read some of my articles, I may actually start posting some of the. Actually, I'll probably post the podcast you just put out on there as well, so that way everybody can listen to that. Obviously, like I said, geekyinc.com. That is my company. It's actually Geeky Inc. Productions. We're doing a lot of stuff. Nerdcore Absolution is the best thing that I want to talk about right now, which is Nerdcore Absolution Volume 2. It should be out sometime next week. I'm thinking probably midweek because I'm just waiting on a song or two. So it's going to be available on iTunes, on Amazon, on Rhapsody Radio, and the other one was Spotify. And also it'll obviously be on Bandcamp, which is geekyinkproductions.bandcamp.com. Right now it's in pre-order, so if you guys are interested in buying that, you can get it right now at geekyinkproductions.bandcamp.com/releases. You can pre-order the CD. If you pre-order the CD, you get the first 20 people that pre-order the CD get the first Nerdcore Absolution for free. It's a really good CD, the first one, and the second one's going to be even better. But really, like, this is a chance for you to not only get another album for free, but you're also going to get, if you order it off of Bandcamp, you're also going to get 3 songs for free as well. So, keep an eye out for that, because we really want to get Nerdcore going, and I think this is a really good album, and I think a lot of you are going to really like this. And every time you buy a song, you support an artist. So, and that's what we really want to do, is support these Nerdcore artists. And I mean, Chris will tell you, like, some of these songs that he's heard, he's gone, damn, this is actually really good.
Yeah, no, the guys are really...
they're incredible.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, you've played them, like, kind of, like, in the background while we've talked or whatever, and, like, and even though that's not necessarily my thing, I mean, it's good shit. He's a really good
shit.
Guys.
Yeah. So... and then really the last thing, like I always say, my other podcast, which is the Chami Faithful podcast, listen to us. I had said something about Space Dandy. For those of you, that's a new Adult Swim acquisition that's going to be on Toonami. There's going to be updates. Once contracts are signed, we will be getting a lot of updates, a lot of interviews. Like I said to Chris, I'm probably going to be like coming on this podcast and go, can I take a nap? Because it's going to be that like tiring. So, look out for that stuff. If you guys are really interested, pay attention to the podcast there. And that's pretty much it. The only thing that I do want to say about Geeky again, we have a Facebook account, and it needs some love. It really does need some love, because it only has like 69 likes. It's facebook.com/geekyinkproductions. It's all one word. So give us some love there too, because we really need some love on that page. Just like Two Strangers One Podcast needs some love.
69 is another.
Yes. Anyways, so that's it for me.
Yeah. So we certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening, had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye,
bitches.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.